They watched you fall, and they thought that was the end of your story. They saw the silence around you, the empty rooms, the long nights where the world seemed to move forward without you. They saw the doors close in your face, one after another, like fate itself had decided you were meant to stay behind. And in their quiet conversations, in their careless laughter, they said something dangerous. They said, "They're finished." They believed the weight of your struggles would bury you. They believed that the storms would drown your ambition. They believed the pain would convince you to stop trying, because that's what usually happens. People fall, people break, people disappear into the shadows of their failures, and they expected you to do the same. They expected you to sit in the darkness and accept the story they had already written for you. But they misunderstood something about your nature. They thought the fall was your ending. They didn't realize it was your beginning. In their minds, the narrative was simple. You would struggle for a while, you would try to recover, and eventually, the pressure would crush your spirit. They imagined you losing your confidence. They imagined you giving up on the dreams you once carried so boldly in your chest. They imagined your fire fading, slowly, quietly, until nothing remained but regret. That's what they expected. But reality has a strange way of rewriting expectations, because while they were busy predicting your collapse, you were learning how to rise. Not loudly, not dramatically, but silently, slowly, relentlessly. You began in the shadows, in places where no applause existed, in moments where no one believed in you except a quiet voice inside your own mind. You started waking up earlier than your excuses. You started pushing yourself harder than your doubts. You started asking yourself the questions most people avoid. Who are you really? What are you capable of? And what happens if you refuse to? Those questions changed everything. The transformation didn't happen overnight. There was no instant victory, no magical turning point where suddenly the world started cheering for you. No, your transformation was forged in something far more powerful. Struggle every day felt like walking through fire. Your doubts whispered constantly. Your fears tried to convince you that maybe they were right about you. Maybe you weren't strong enough. Maybe you weren't meant for greatness. Maybe your dreams were too big. But every time those voices spoke, you answered them with action. When fear said stop, you moved forward. When doubt said quit, you kept going. When the world ignored you, you worked even harder, and something incredible started happening. The person they once doubted started becoming someone even you didn't fully recognize. Stronger, sharper, more focused. You were no longer chasing approval. You were chasing growth. Pain became your teacher. Failure became your mentor. Loneliness became your training ground. The nights that once felt empty became laboratories where your mind grew stronger, while they slept peacefully in their comfort. You were building resilience, while they continued living the same routines. You were rewriting your destiny, day by day, step by step, brick by brick. Your foundation was forming, and the most powerful part, they couldn't see it, because true growth often happens in silence. Roots grow underground before trees touch the sky, and while they were still looking at the surface of your life, they had no idea how deep your roots had become. Eventually, something shifted, not in the world around you, but inside you. You stopped seeking validation. You stopped explaining your vision to people who were determined not to understand it. You stopped shrinking your ambitions to make others comfortable. Instead, you focused on something far more powerful: mastery. You became disciplined. You became patient. You became dangerous in the quietest way possible. Because when someone controls their emotions, when someone masters their focus, when someone refuses to quit, they become unstoppable. And that's when they started noticing. At first, it was subtle, a change in your energy, a calm confidence in your voice, a quiet determination in your eyes. They noticed that you weren't reacting the way you used to. The insults that once bothered you now meant nothing. The doubts that once slowed you down now sounded like distant echoes. They began to feel something unfamiliar when they looked at you. Confusion. Because the person they thought they understood was changing. Why are they so calm now? They asked. Why do they look stronger? Why does it feel like we underestimated them? Did they really believe you would stay broken forever? Did they truly think the struggles they saw were permanent? Or did they simply assume that you were like everyone else? Someone who collapses when life gets hard. But you weren't collapsing. You were evolving. Every obstacle they thought would stop you became another reason to keep going. Every moment they doubted you became another spark lighting the fire inside you. And slowly, the balance of power began to change. The person they once pitied was becoming someone they could no longer ignore. Now the rise begins. Not loudly, not arrogantly, but powerfully. You start moving with purpose. Your actions become sharper. Your decisions become clearer. You no longer waste energy on meaningless battles. You no longer chase people who never believed in you. Instead, you build. Your discipline becomes your weapon. Your focus becomes your shield. Your vision becomes your compass. And every step forward feels different now. Because this time, you know exactly who you are. The storms that once terrified you now feel like familiar territory. You've walked through darkness before. You've survived nights that felt endless. You've carried burdens that most people would never understand. And because of that, nothing scares you anymore. Then comes the moment they never expected. The moment when your progress becomes impossible to ignore. The results start appearing. The confidence becomes visible. The strength becomes undeniable. And suddenly, the same people who once doubted you begin watching from a distance, quietly, carefully. Some of them feel regret. Some of them feel envy. Some of them feel fear, because they are now witnessing something they never imagined. Your rise. The rise they predicted would never happen. The rise they laughed at when you first spoke about your dreams. The rise they dismissed as impossible. But here you are, stronger than ever, focused like never before, moving forward with the calm certainty of someone who knows their worth. And the most powerful part, you're not rising to prove them wrong. You're rising because you finally proved yourself right. Your mindset is different now. You understand something they never learned. Growth requires discomfort. Success requires sacrifice. And transformation requires patience. You no longer fear the hard days. You welcome them because you know something they don't. Hard days create strong people. Struggle creates wisdom. Pressure creates power. And every challenge you overcome becomes another piece of armor protecting your future. You are no longer the person they once judged. You are the person forged by every challenge they believed would destroy you. Now you walk with quiet authority, not because you need attention, but because you carry something powerful inside you. Clarity, purpose, self-respect. You no longer chase approval. You no longer compete with people who are still trapped in the same mindset that once held you back. Instead, you compete with the person you were yesterday. Every day you become sharper, stronger, more disciplined. And that kind of progress cannot be hidden forever. Eventually the world notices. Eventually the results speak louder than any words ever could. Now imagine this moment. You stand at the top of a mountain you once believed was impossible to climb. The wind is strong, the sky is clear, and when you look back, you see the long road behind you. Every setback, every sleepless night, every painful lesson, every moment where quitting seemed easier than continuing. You see it all. And suddenly, you realize something powerful. Those struggles were never your enemies. They were your teachers. They shaped your mindset. They sharpened your discipline. They built the strength you carry today. Without them, this rise would never exist. And now, when they look at you, they see something different. Not the person they once doubted. Not the person they once underestimated. They see someone who endured the fire and came out stronger. They see someone who turned pain into power. Someone who turned rejection into motivation. Someone who turned struggle into strategy. They see someone who refused to stay down. And deep down, they understand something they will never say out loud. They were wrong about you. But here is the most important truth of all. Your rise was never about revenge. It was never about proving people wrong. It was about proving to yourself that you were capable of becoming more disciplined, more resilient, more focused, more powerful than the person you used to be. And now you carry something they cannot take from you. Self-belief. The kind that comes only from surviving the storms of life. The kind that cannot be shaken by criticism or doubt. The kind that turns ordinary people into unstoppable forces. So keep rising, not for them, for you.